Hi, welcome to this demo on IBM Spectrum Protect Plus offering inside of the AWS Marketplace. What this offering brings you is the ability to do either a hybrid or an all-in-cloud installation of the IBM Spectrum Protect Plus server and vSnap into the AWS cloud. Now, what this gives you is the ability to protect and reuse the database workloads that are running on AWS. This might be your DB2, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, MongoDB, or even in some cases Exchange. And you can then send these copies either to S3 containers out on AIS for long-term retention, or you could replicate them out to other vSnaps, or you could just leave them in the vSnap on the Amazon Web Services. And so by having the ability to have your Spectrum Protect Plus server either on-site in a hybrid environment, or having the entire solution of the Spectrum Protect Plus server and vSnap inside of the Amazon Web Services, that gives you the ability to use the Amazon Web Services as a replication target or as a DR site if you need to rebuild your entire infrastructure in the cloud. So in this video, we're going to take a look at how to set up the Spectrum Protect Plus server and vSnap inside of AWS. This is what we call our all-in-cloud solution. There are some other videos out there showing how to do hybrid, so check out the links on those. So when you go to deploy the Amazon Web Services, you're first going to decide where you want your Spectrum Protect Plus server. Is that going to be on premise on your own site in a hybrid model, or is that going to be inside of the AWS cloud? And then when you go to deploy this, you're going to have to either choose an existing VPC to deploy these into or a new VPC. So in this video, I'm going to deploy an all-in-cloud solution into a new VPC. This is what an all-in-cloud environment will look like, where we have both our Spectrum Protect Plus server and our Spectrum Protect vSnap repository inside of AWS, protecting the databases that are running inside of AWS, and alternately offloading data to an S3 container for long-term, less expensive storage. This is what a hybrid environment would look like if you chose the hybrid environment. That would have a Spectrum Protect Plus server and a vSnap on a customer site. And then on AWS, we would only have a vSnap server. And we could use these two vSnap servers for replication or for backing up the application workloads that are running inside of AWS. And then you could offload some of those snapshots to an S3 bucket for long-term, less expensive storage. In this video, I'm going to use the CloudFormation template to deploy a Spectrum Protect Plus server and vSnap all in cloud onto a new VPC. And that'll be this template here. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and get started. For this option, we're going to have AWS create both a new VPC and a Spectrum Protect Plus server and vSnap all on the cloud. So from the AWS Management Console, click on Services, and you're going to want to search for Marketplace. Click on Marketplace Subscriptions there, and then you're going to search for Spectrum Protect, and you'll see it brings up our Spectrum Protect Plus offering. And if you click on this offering, on the landing page, you'll see information about the IBM Spectrum Protect Plus offering, the latest version we're offering, and general information about what Spectrum Protect Plus is. You can then scroll down, and it'll give you details about the all-in-cloud environment versus the hybrid environment. It'll show you the version. It'll give you links if you want to watch videos about the installation and about the solution. And it'll give you a calculator which will help you estimate, and this is only an estimate, your costs. So the first thing you need to do for this calculator is choose the region that you're deploying into. They'll then choose whether this is a new or existing VPC. They'll look at the cost of deploying a Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap into AWS, and this solution will depend upon the size of the vSnap they're deploying. They will also look at the cost of deploying a Spectrum Protect Plus server in AWS if this is an all-in-cloud solution. If this is a hybrid solution, they can ignore that cost because the Spectrum Protect Plus server will be running on local resources. They'll then look at the estimated infrastructure cost for the AWS infrastructure that they'll be taking advantage of. And remember, this is bring your own license. So the Spectrum Protect Plus server license will be purchased from IBM, and then the customer will enter the key directly into either the on-premise or in-cloud Spectrum Protect Plus server. They can then look at the different fulfillment options. The first one is if this is a new VPC, be able to look at the template. They'll be able to look at the deployment guide if they wish to select that. And here's an actual picture of that template, and you can download this template if you want. We also have information about an existing VPC if you're deploying the Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap and possibly the Spectrum Protect Plus server into an existing AWS VPC. Finally, you'll have information on how you get support, and then go ahead and click Continue to subscribe. Read the terms and conditions, notice the effective date, and then click on the Continue to Configure button. You'll see here the two fulfillment options for either an existing or new VPC. We're going to go ahead and choose a new VPC. And now you'll see the software version. Choose the latest 10.1.5 version. You'll need to choose your region to deploy. Click on Continue to Launch. Now you'll need to choose Launch Cloud Formation and then press the Launch button. On the Create Stack page, the Cloud Formation templates are already loaded, so go ahead and click Next. Now you're going to specify the stack details. Start with a stack name. We're going to call it Demo New VPC. This is your choice. Next, this is the critical piece. For the instance, we want to do all on cloud, which means the Spectrum Protect Plus server and vSnap will both reside in AWS. Versus if you had chosen hybrid, that would only be the Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap in AWS. Your next option is going to be the VPC CIDR, and this is going to be the full IP range for the network. The public subnet CIDR and the private subnet CIDR are going to be smaller ranges inside of the full range you specified above. For allowed external access CIDR, this is going to be the address of the internal network in your corporation. The Bastion Hub we create for you will have access only from your network, and all other communications will be blocked. So this is an important address. Under EC2 General Configurations, the first thing we need to select is the key pair. And the key pair must be created because it enables an SSH access to the instance. So if you don't have one, you can go into Services, EC2, Network and Security, and then choose a key pair. And this should be saved as a file to your computer. And it's basically needed to log on to the vSnap and Spectrum Protect Plus server. And if you lose it or don't have access to it, then you can't get SSH access to that solution. So either create a new key pair or use one of your existing key pairs. And then you need to choose a time zone and an availability zone. Next, you'll need to enter a Spectrum Protect Plus server user ID. You can choose whatever user ID you want. It does not have to exist, and it does not have to be the default. AWS will create this user ID inside of Spectrum Protect Plus. You also need to enter a Spectrum Protect Plus password for this user ID, and then confirm that password. The next piece is going to be the Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap server configuration. First, you're going to choose a repository size. This is going to be between 500 to 100,000 gigabytes. You can choose a disk type. There are 3 to choose from, and these disk types have different throughput and performance associated with them. You can enable or disable dedupe for the vSnap. You can choose the instant type. This is going to reflect the size of the repository and take into consideration also dedupe. Now the nice thing is that these are based off of the blueprints, but we do the sizing for you. You don't have to go out and use the blueprints or the sizer to figure out the correct range and so forth. So you will choose an instant type. Then you're going to enter a vSnap username. Once again, this does not have to be the default. It can be whatever you want it to be. And then enter and confirm a password for that vSnap instance. Next, you have the option of setting up an S3 storage bucket. And this can be an existing or a new and not yet created S3 bucket on AWS. And this is going to be used to have Spectrum Protect Plus send copies of the snapshots out to this bucket. And this bucket is usually less expensive storage than your primary vSnap. This is a good way to retain data for longer periods of time on less expensive disk. Okay, so once you are done there, go ahead and click Next, and then click Next again. So review all the parameters, and then at the bottom you need to click and acknowledge the resources that are going to be utilized. And once you've read that, go ahead and click Create Stacks. This is going to run for about 30 to 40 minutes. When everything turns green on the stacks on the left-hand side, you know that the deployment is finished. In our case, it's going to create 1 main and 4 nested stacks. So the nested stacks are going to be 1 for the VPC, because we didn't have one yet, 1 for the Bastion, and then 1 for the Spectrum Protect Plus server, because we wanted that created inside of AWS, and then 1 for the vSnap. If you choose different options like using an existing VPC or using a Spectrum Protect Plus server that's on-premise, then you will not see those stacks. So from EC2, you will see the Bastion server, the vSnap server, and the Spectrum Protect Plus server that just got automatically created. We also manually created a Windows server that we're going to use to easily log into this application. Now, if you have a VPN to this VPC, then you can SSH log in directly. If not, then you can SSH to the Spectrum Protect Plus server using the Bastion server. Spectrum Protect Plus and vSnap are inside of a private VPC and a private subnet. So the web console can be accessed via the VPN or via the Windows server that we created. And in the Spectrum Protect Plus user interface, we can see the vSnap registration that's automatically occurred. You can see the S3 bucket that we created. This new SLA policy is already set up to run at a specific time and to do the snapshots, as well as to copy those snapshots to the less expensive S3 bucket. So all you need to do is associate different applications workloads with this SLA so that they are protected. Now, one other thing to note is that you will need to register the Spectrum Protect Plus license, and you can do this using the Spectrum Protect Plus management console. Also, if you want to upgrade your Spectrum Protect Plus server to a new level, you can also use the management console to do that. So in summary, I have just showed you how to deploy a Spectrum Protect Plus server and Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap for an all-in cloud solution into a new VPC. Be sure to check out the other videos where I show you how to do an all-in cloud deployment into an existing VPC. And I show you how to do a hybrid deployment into new and existing VPCs. Thank you very much.